Shalom, Ahab, wa Baraka. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Abba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Quadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers over at GMS that have been bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years, not wavering in doctrine. Let's get into it. This is going to be PSA GMS Somalia is not part of GMS. And this class right here, it's from GMS ISAV 1444. So if you want to watch his class in the entirety, which is a really, really good class, go to GMS ISAV 1444. And the name of the class is Operation Neuro is still in effect. Left hand is working. And before we get started, he'll tell you in this class right here at GMS ISAF, he'll tell you in the class that the word Somalia means left hand side in Hebrew. So that's why he's telling you the left hand is still in effect. So anyway, let's get into it.
Tell me, do you know the difference between a black man and a nigger? No. Most niggers don't. Next, please.
Our counterintelligence program must prevent the rise of a black messiah.
This AI overview says, the name of the country Somalia comes from Samal. Alright, keep that in mind, Samal, the legendary father of the Somali people. Here are some other things to know about the name Somali. The ethnonym Somali may come from the Automali, a group of ancient Egyptian warriors, the Greek derivative of the Hebrew word Somali is Automali, which means on the left-hand side. Alright, keep that in mind. Alright, the origin on this name, Samal, goes back to the Hebrew, which means on the left-hand side. And I'm not just going to take Google's word for it or AI's word for it. So what I do, I go into the Hebrew. Alright, hold on. Close this out. I'm going to the Hebrew. I'm sorry, not this. The word, what I did was I typed in left hand and see where it pops up in the scriptures. And the first one that pops up is Genesis 13:9. So you go to Genesis 13:9, you go to the root, you see where it says left hand, you slide down, left hand, and then you click on it. Alright, hold on, my bad. Hold on. Genesis 13:9. And you go to where it says left hand. Click on it. The Strong's is H8040, and the word is Shama'al. Shama'al. And what does it mean? On the left hand side, the left hand, the left side, left hand, left. When we think left hand side, like the first video I put up regarding this situation, I mentioned that the left hand side is at work.
The two dead shooters are 47-year-old David Anderson and 50-year-old Francine Graham, both suspects in the murder of an Uber driver over the weekend. There are reports Anderson may be connected to the Black Hebrew Israelite movement.
Do you see what they just did? That is called gaslighting. That's the sleight of hand. He might, just possibly. Well, I don't know, because most Israelites don't have a tattoo on their face, and they're not clean cut like that. They're not shaved up. Most Israelites will keep, and you can see that he has a beard growing that he was been shaven on. So no, guaranteed he's not part of any group. Let's keep going.
Group which targets whites and Jews. Meanwhile, in the absence of a clear motivation, fear has set in here.
Because you don't know what's real and not real.
You don't know what's real and not real because it's his story, it's history, his story. He controls the narrative.
Police finally had you in custody. I wanted to come down and just meet you in person.
Well, I got a blast.
He calls himself the minister. It's your job to get into his organization and learn his ways.
Your job is to get into his organization and learn his ways.
Do not attempt to get a brain on this. You hear me? Under no circumstances is the minister to make that speech.
Yeah, I copy that.
You're my nigga, man. You're my nigga.
All praises to you.
So there you have it. I got one more thing I want to show you real quick. Listen to how Vocab Malone says that this Israelite movement is a problem.
That in a number of other places, and so that's kind of wild. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know they did that. Yeah, that's wild. You know, you make those deals with God. Lord, I'll do this till someone else comes along or the problem goes away. It's kind of like that type of this is the you know what I mean. This is the prayer discussion. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's good. Well, the problem got a lot worse. Praise God, more people came along, but the problem has grown exponentially. In fact, according to the numbers that I've seen, this is the fastest growing homegrown religion in America. Because Islam is growing primarily by...
All right, this is GMS South Carolina 08. Listen to this.
Description of this video, it tells you about it. Damn it, I don't see it now. Oh, it's right here. So this video is upcoming from Vocab Malone. Suspect arrested while watching an Israelite video. And it's an old video, but it's a re-upload. I want to read you the description because Elder Ashwama read the description in his video. But I want to read it for you now. This is what it says. It says, this guy has a really weird playlist, including both BHI, right? They use that acronym when they talk about us. It's supposed to stand for Black Hebrew Israelites, okay? They put the word black on us on purpose, okay? They put that on there on purpose to give us an insidious, evil, nefarious sounding title. Look up those words, nefarious and insidious. You can look those words up. It says again, this guy has a really weird playlist, including both BHI and the infamous mastermind known as OBL, which I don't know what that is. Somebody that did, I don't know, a guy that did something. Anyway, it says, why was a terror suspect watching Hebrew Israelite videos? Well, at the end of the day, this dude, Vocab Malone, wants to link us in with terrorism, you know, because he can't defeat us in the scriptures, all because of that. But he was set up from the beginning to do this. All right, and it's prophetic that we're gonna be, you know, people are gonna link us in with those who did evil things.
All right, guys, you saw it with your own eyes. Let me get this one step further. You saw it with your own eyes. Why it went out? But anyway, so what they're trying to do, hold on, is they're trying to build a false narrative against us. So it really helps them with these camps that are going on too. Just saying. But let's get a few scriptures out and let's go from there. Let's start with the book of Ephesians. Oh, this one's got 5%. What has this got? Full battery? Okay. Let's go. Open. All right, we're there. Full battery on that. Let's get this one. Switch sides. I need them both sometimes. All right. There we go. That should be perfect. There. Perfect. All right, let's start with the book of Ephesians. There we go. And we'll go into the book of Ephesians. There we go. We're going to go to Ephesians chapter 5 to start. And we're going to go to hold on, I'm getting it in both right now. All right. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5. We're going to start at verse 11. So, let's start at verse 10. Proving what is acceptable unto Yahweh, and have no fellowship with, I'm kind of starting in the middle of something, so, let's start at verse 8, just to get a little more context. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in Yahweh. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth. So the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth. So to be goodness and in righteousness, you have to be in the truth. And the only way to get to the truth is by studying. And through the keeping your nose to the grindstone, for the lack of better words, when it comes to these this word, to the scriptures, you've got to understand that the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, is going to show you things because you're doing righteous works. You're doing what the scriptures tell you to do to the best of your ability. So in this day and age, I already showed you, you're going to need to know the scriptures to understand what's going on in the news. You're going to need to know the scriptures to understand the people around you and why they're acting the way they do when you bring out the scripture, because the prophecies show that they're going to hate you for it. And they're going to try to do anything they can to stop that truth from coming out. Okay? So let's go ahead and keep reading. So let's go to verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Why do you think Elder Apostle Tahar said PSA GMS Somalia is not a part of the GMS camp, nor a part of the affiliate camps? Okay? They have nothing to do with us. Terrorists, they have nothing to do with us. Those people shooting, it said they could possibly, maybe they were this, that, but that's not true either. That's why that shit went away so quick, because that's defamation of character. You get sued for that. When you make lies up, you get sued. Vocab Malone might want to know that. Let's keep reading. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. You're watching the video of the guy. They're having a whole conference with CIA agents on how to break us down. And this has been shown throughout history. They want to figure out what we're doing so they can stop us. Okay? So they do a lot of lying and false narratives and gaslighting when we bring out the truth. Verse 13, but all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doth make us manifest is the light. What make manifest is light. Wherefore he saith, awake out of that sleep, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. So, dead in spirit. Now, I always bring out Revelation 18:4, come out for my people, but also in Revelation chapter 11, in verse, let's find it, because it shows you that this dead is talking about dead in spirit. Come on. There we go. So let's go to verse. Let's go to verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. What's spiritual Sodom and Egypt? That's here. Are our dead bodies lying in the streets? Physically, do we have a bunch of dead bodies lying in the streets, people? No, we don't. It's talking about dead in spirit. You're running around acting like fools, worshiping idols and false gods, wood and stone. Okay, going into Revelation 28 and I think like 56 or 64. You guys are going off, in other words. That's why it says that their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Oh, the Lord wasn't crucified here. Yes, you crucify him every day by putting up replacement theology. You change the scriptures. You've literally changed what the whole meaning of the Bible successfully, and now our own people, when they hear that they're the kings and the princesses, daughters and sons and the kings and daughters of Zion, they get mad about it. They don't want to hear that. They have such a bad case of Stockholm syndrome at this point that they'll believe anything but the truth. That is crazy. But let me keep reading really quick. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall give gifts to one another. And guess what? They're getting ready to do that in a couple days, right? Give gifts to one another. We used to be that gift. Because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. And after the 3 days and a half, the Spirit from Yahweh entered into them. So now these dead bodies that are lying in the street have a spirit in them. So now they're rising from the dead. The whole zombie apocalypse, right? No, they were dead in spirit, and now they're starting to realize, wow, these guys on the streets that are teaching day in and day out, every week, morning till night. If there's not one guy teaching, there's another guy teaching. If this guy didn't bring out a video, that guy brought out a video. This guy went out on Monday, that guy went out on Tuesday. We're out there. And people are starting to wake up and realize that's the dead. When you wake up, now you have the spirit of life in you because you're realizing the truth and you're starting to acknowledge and comprehend it and accept it. So that's what it's really talking about. So, let me go ahead and read it again. Verse 9. I'm sorry, let me go ahead and read verse 9. And the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So to be put in a grave means to tell you the truth, because to be in a grave means to be at rest. The only way we can be at rest is to be back in our position. They would never do that. They would never do that. I'm going to skip to verse 11. You know what? I'll read verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth rejoiced over them. They celebrated over us that they defeated and conquered us and got us to stop following our instructions. And they do that to this day. They that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry. What day are we getting ready to come up on? What? In fact, if this isn't the place where we crucified Yahushua, why in the hell do we say Merry Christmas? Christ Mas, death of Christ, Mary. Be happy at the death of Christ. That's a neat story. You guys put Merry Christmas on everything. Merry Christmas. Be joyful at the death of Christ. Remember that. Keep that same fucking energy when he comes back, too. So, okay. Let's go to verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them. They stood on their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And there's the point. When we are waking up the people, great fear is falling upon all of our enemies, and they're doing anything they can to stop them. That guy could have possibly been in a camp. Or, look at this terrorist. He was watching a Hebrew Israelite camp. Black Hebrew Israelism. Why do they say black when my half my family is clearly not dark skinned? Clearly, most people would say, oh, so-called white. But yet, they're natives just like me. Indian. For the lack of better words for all you people that don't know anything. I hate that word, Indian. All right, let's move on. Let's go back over to Ephesians. So the point is that when it's talking about where verse 14 again, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, because you're not dead, you're dead in spirit, and rise from the dead. And after that 3.5 days, so that's what we're doing right now. That's why they're so scared. That's why they're doing false narratives against us, because they know that their time is running short. Let me get that. For Satan knoweth that he hath but a short time. Revelation 12:12. And let's get it in let me get it in the NLT. This is Revelation 12:12 in the NLT. Therefore, rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens, rejoice. But terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you in great anger, knowing that he has little time. Did you guys get that? He's speeding up his works because he knows that he's running out of time. Because we are all have a certain, everything is done harmoniously, calm and orderly. Everything goes by the prophecies. It goes by the prophecies, and he can see the prophecies right now just as well as everybody else can. Now, whether you deny them or not, you know that's on you. But let's get back into it. Verse 15. See that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So why is the days evil? Because this dude's running out of time. So they're doing anything they can, and the only person they're trying to stop is us. How is it that our videos get shut down for reading the Bible? But everybody, I can do, if I had somebody twerking on top of this bar, knocking my glasses over and everything, man, it'd probably go viral. This is horrible, the state of our people. And you know, at this point, that might not even be happening anymore. The party's over. Have you guys noticed that? The party's over. Nobody looks like they're having fun to me. And you know, the greatest feeling I've had this year during this time of year, the greatest feeling I've had is not one single person has told me, Merry Christmas. Because if you do, I'm going to explain to you what that means. That means be joyful at the death of Christ. Stop playing with me. Stop playing me. Oh, we're in the place where Christ was crucified. What are you talking about? He wasn't crucified here. Well, why are you guys crucifying him in your words? You crucify him in the appearance. You crucify him in doctrine. You kill these doctrines, man. Damn. But let's keep going. So, let me keep going. 2 more on Ephesians. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahweh is. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So we got to be very circumspect in this time. The days are evil. Satan has a short time. The fucking chariots are in the sky for everybody to see. In fact, I had one right. I had the fucking drones over my house yesterday. I had 2 nights ago at like 2 in the morning. I get up the next morning. I see the amber fucking orb. It was so low to the ground. I was like, I wasn't sure if it was an airplane or not, but I was running late for work. So I was like, watch, I almost got in an accident because I realized by the time it was too late, it was so low, I was just drove right past it. And I was like, wait a second, and I couldn't see it anymore. And I saw the fucking drones myself. I watched one come down to land because we have an airport right up the street. And that's when I knew those drones were from the government. Those are government drones, and they're looking for those orbs. Whatever those orbs are, which we as Israelites know, it is the beginning of the end for you Edomites and other nations. Satan, you have but a short time, and the days are evil for a reason. Because we can all see it now. The veil's been lifted. We can see your secret parts. In other words, every time you guys try to plan something, it comes out, and we all know what you're doing. You can't hide anymore. No more hiding. We've got the whole knowledge has been greatly increased, and that is this internet where we can exchange wisdom instantaneously. Why do you think they keep trying to shut us down? We're prophesying the end. We're talking these prophecies back into existence, and they're happening. The prophets are doing that because Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai has put that strength on us. And you guys think you can stop us with your stupid little gaslight videos? Your dumb little gaslight videos? Oh, the terrorist was watching you. So, these Israelites are a problem. They're growing in great numbers. So, how about this? GMS Somalia, I choked my rib was sleeping with another woman, so I choked her out to death. Yeah, like a GMS camp member is going to say some stupid shit like that. We're blowing your spot up, Isu. We're blowing your spot up, Vocab. Whoever's doing this background shit, it ain't working. It's only pissing us off, and what we're doing, we're blowing up your videos. We're blowing up your spot. So let's get one more. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Be not drunk with all these false doctrines. People don't believe all this shit you're seeing on TV because mainstream media still paints a picture of black Hebrew Israelites. And when you go into the word black, it means destitute of light. It means to be evil. So these evil Hebrew Israelites are what they're saying. Hebrew Israelism, making it sound as bad as they possibly can. Let's move around a little bit. Let's go to the book of Matthew real quick. Matthew chapter 10, and we'll go down to verse 16, straight to the point. Behold, this is for all my brothers out there, and you 1/3. This is not for anybody else. For all the brothers that are of the 144,000 elect, the hopeful elect, and hopefully I might even be part of that. The hopeful elect. So this is Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. He's sending us forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So, wait a second. He just said, "Oh, I'm GMS Somalia, and I choked my woman to death." Wait a second. Harmless as doves. Wise, but harmless. In fact, the weapons of our warfare are spiritual, not carnal, right? Spiritual, not carnal. So let's get it. In fact, let me get in the, sorry, I keep trying to burp. Let's go to King James Version first. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. Okay? Now, let's get it in the NLT. All right? We use Yahweh's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. You guys can't. You know what? Vocab alone and all this, they couldn't stand with one of the real scholarships, one of the real brothers with scholarship, because they would not last 2 minutes, and they know it. They would gaslight everything, and in fact, if they had to do a sit down, they would have to edit it like a Kamala fucking interview, because you wouldn't be able to stand with the real truth. That's why you're gonna find I wouldn't say dummies, but the most unlearned Israelites that are still like in between Christianity and following the instructions, and then you try to use them. You can't do that stuff with us. Or you go to this black only groups that are actually black only, and you try to talk to them. Or you go to the gangster Israelite group like Sakari, and you try to talk to them. You ain't gonna talk to GMS, because ain't nobody here willing to talk to a deceiver. You're a serpent. You are a serpent. You would never be spoken with over at one of these camps, and you know it, so you try to make false narratives against us. In fact, all the other camps are doing the same thing too. But you know what? That's beautiful. It shows that GMS is the most righteous camp that is truly in that 100% truth. So we can't be drunk off of your false doctrine. We have to be filled with the Spirit. So we're going to be circumspect. We're going to call out all your lies. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Let's stay in the book of Matthew, but let's go to chapter 24. And also, I want to read this to you in the NLT, but first let's get to King James. And this is 24 and 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, who shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, here's the point, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Like the elders aren't going to notice, GMS Somalia. Yeah, I can't remember putting them in. What day was that? Like they're going to be like that? No, they're like, who the fuck are these guys? Oh, we don't got no GMS. They know everybody. They know everybody. They know who all the GMS camps are. They might not know all of the affiliate camps, but they definitely know if you put GMS on your name, they know that you have earned that right. Man, you guys are fucking crazy. Just gonna come out with some bullshit like we haven't seen this play many times before. It's the same. You guys do the same thing over and over again. That's why the veil's been lifted. We can see your secret parts. We can see your plans. We can see all your secret plans because they're not secret. It's like a fucking playbook you guys go by. So let's get this same Matthew 24 and 24 in the New Living Translation. For false messiahs and false prophets will rise up and perform great signs and wonders, so as to deceive, if possible. Indeed, the word even is an old English word that means indeed. Even Yahweh's chosen ones. We're not fooled by you. We're not fooled by you. Let's get another one really quick. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians and let's get it over here too. We got to get this one in both because I'm going to read the whole thing. Not the whole chapter, but there's more than one verse. So let's get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And we're going to start at verse 9. Even him, indeed him, whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and sign and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So, when these guys put out these false narratives, it's for you guys that don't listen to the scriptures, that don't follow instructions. So let's go ahead and get verse 10 in the NLT real quick, because this is really good. It says, he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. Wow. That's why you're getting sifted. Yahweh's doing this. He's saying, sift them some more. Sift them some more. Sift them some more. You're getting sifted if you believe this. Oh yeah, the GMS Somalia. You guys are just, it's like a joke. It's funny. but at the same time, it's insulting and irritating. But let's keep going. Two more. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. If you're on your way out, you're getting sifted. The very next verse says he did this personally just so you could believe a lie. I just told you he was doing it. I forgot. You know, it's beautiful how you get ahead of the verse sometimes because the Spirit takes over. But you believe a lie because he put that delusion on you. So if you believe that there's a GMS Somalia that's out choking his wife to death, you've got it. You're not in the truth, and there is no faith in you. You're on your way out. You're being sifted. In other words, you're being taken out of the truth. Verse 12. Let me read 11 and 12 together. And for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So all you guys, all you Christians have just been sifted, because anybody that believes that we're connected to terrorists, or we're connected to murderers, or that we're black only, and all of this other stuff, we run into churches and yada yada yada, and then say you're an Israelite, run out. Now I've seen those videos where they run into the church. They go into the church, they're very calm and orderly, and then they ask a question. Can I ask a question? In this verse, in this chapter, it says this. Can you explain it to me? No. I've even watched Hassad from Sakari, when he was doing Sakari, he waited until the end of church and said, can I ask you a question? And the pastor refused him. So what these guys do is tell partial truth, sleight of hand, and gaslight you because you didn't do your research. So you're going to get that strong delusion because you're already on your way out. Let me read it again. That they might be damned who believe not the truth. So you guys are listening to Vocab, you're all Christians, and you're out getting ready to celebrate Christmas and New Year's. You just finished celebrating Thanksgiving or Halloween and Thanksgiving. Wait until this new year comes in, because Yahweh's going to judge you for all of it, and I can't wait. Every year I watch people get judged and not know what's going on. Every year I watch people not have enough money to pay their bills because they decided to buy a Christmas fucking tree and all this other shit they couldn't afford. I'm sorry, it's funny, and I'm not a part of that. And I remember when I was, and I hated everybody around me when I found out what the scriptures said, because I take pleasure in the truth. But all of you guys that hate the truth, you're going to be damned, and the Most High is throwing you out right now, sifting you right through the cracks. So go ahead, anybody that wants to believe this GMS Somalia nonsense, that's just because you're not part of the truth. Let's get one more, and then we'll call it a day. Let's go to the book of Romans. We're going to go to the book of Romans, and we're going to close out with Romans. Let me see. Romans chapter 1. And we're going to go down to the point. Let's start at verse 19. Because that which may be known of Yahweh is manifest in them, for Yahweh hath showed it unto them. So you can't really get nothing past this. That's just like going into, they should fool the very elect. He showed us the truth. And Most High willing, I understand this scripture, so I know the truth, and I don't deny it. So I know I understand this truth. God hath showed it unto them. He has shewed it unto them. So he's the one that showed us this truth. He's the one that said, don't believe those guys. I made all this stuff for those people that I'm sifting. Let me keep reading. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, but understood by the things that are made. Being understood by the things that are made. Even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Man, that's beautiful. So when he makes everything plain in the end, you can see all of his creations clearly. Even the stuff that you can't see, it's clear to you that it exists. What do you mean? Air. One beautiful example. Just one beautiful, perfect example, and we'll keep it simple with that. So, let's keep going. Because that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as Yahweh. Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, like thinking that you can stop the truth, stop the prophecies. And their foolish hearts was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. So when you guys, all you stupid, dumb Israelite Christians, and that's what I'm going to call you because you're Israelites, but you've taken on the false doctrine of your oppressor, which means you're Hellenized. You're Hellenized. You've been separated from the truth, which separates you from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You guys are the ones that are the kings and the princes and the daughters of Zion, and you literally deny having the whole kingdom back. So you deserve to be delusional. And with that being said, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear, I really hope you got something out of this short message. Somalia is not a part of the GMS camp. Shalom.